What is the market doing as of end of March 2026? Well, we've got some fresh stats coming into April, and I wanted to talk to you guys just a little bit about what the market's doing, what we've seen, some trends lately. Because I get this asked all the time, what is the market like? So currently, right now, we're seeing a little bit stronger of a market than last year. We're also not seeing as strong of a market as we were projecting coming into the year. A lot of that has to do with the war that's going on. So right now, median home price compared to March of 2025, down just a little bit, down 0.2%. So like not even a blip in the radar. We're seeing more homes sold though, up 2.5%. Current listings as of April 3rd was 778, and our days on market, which is important compared to last year, is 97 days on market. That's down about 8.5%. Our number of listings is starting to pick up compared to January. This is very typical, right? We get the highest amount of listings there in right around June. And then we'll start to see it trail off into January and then start to pick back up. It's just kind of a little roller coaster. We are definitely seeing things sold. Our absorption rate at the first part of the year was down at 3.5%. Means if we stop putting homes on the market today, how long would it take for all of them to sell? 3.5. That's up from a high of April of last year that was at almost 6.5%. So where we're at coming into April is just under 4%. Let me share something else. 6% or 6%, 6 months. 6 months absorption rate is a neutral market, or 5 to 7. So we're still, despite what news may say, despite what it feels like, we're still in a seller's market. Okay, when we're creeping up on that 4, we're still in a seller's market. I've had multiple properties go on the market and go under contract within just a few days. One of them was a listing that we priced absolutely right, blew it out of the market under 24 hours. I was working with a buyer just a few weeks ago, and right there in that $400,000 home range, we saw multiple homes go under contract within 24 to 48 hours. We actually saw a couple of those homes stay on the market 3 to 4 days because the seller was doing the waiting game and just wasn't accepting offers, but they were getting multiple offers, good offers, full price offers right away. So our days on market has come down. We actually saw that thing peak in January, days on market, somewhere around 135 days on market. Interest rates. Interest rates are what's stalling our market just a little bit. So at the start of last year, January of 2025, we were somewhere around 7%. And all year last year, everybody kept saying, I'm going to wait till interest rates go down. I'm going to wait till interest rates go down. I'm going to wait till interest rates go down. And at the end of last year, we were coming up on that 6%. Right around the start of the year, we saw that sucker. We saw the first number blip into a 5 and then kind of pop back down. But now with the uncertainty, I think we lost something like 93,000 jobs last month. With the uncertainty on gas prices, which changed the prices of everything else, we're starting to see interest rates right around 6.4, 6.5, which has affected some buyers. And we've talked about this with sellers. Should I list now? So some buyers are being priced out of the market, or they're having to make concessions in spots that they don't. I'm working with some buyers right now that if the interest rates go up much higher, they're probably going to end up turning to renting, because with what they're looking for, what the interest rates will mean for their monthly payments, they're not quite priced out of the market yet. And if the interest rates go up to 6.7, they could be. And so these are things to consider when you're shopping for a home. You do have some options as far as writing an offer, asking for some seller concessions to buy down the rates. That's been extremely helpful. We've seen some activity like that. In fact, over the last 6 months, quite a few of the deals that I've put together, either on the buy side or the selling side, where we've got financing involved, the sellers are paying some type of concessions to help buy down those rates, make them a little bit more appealing, a little bit more appetite worthy. But again, even with the interest rates, I mean, look at the sun out there. We got blooms on the trees. Even with the interest rates creeping up over 6.4, we're still seeing good activity. So if you're a seller, what does that mean for you? Well, we might be getting into a conundrum where the tulips are out, but if we're still at war in another 2 months, that might push interest rates up a little bit higher. It definitely is going to be interesting to see how our economy plays out. So possibly listing sooner than later. If you're a buyer, on the flip side, you don't want to see those interest rates going up. So getting into a home sooner than later might be ideal. When you're looking at it, it might be cheaper to break your lease a couple months early than seeing those interest rates go up and then maybe not being able to get a house at all, or having to pay $100, $200 extra per month. Well, you could eat up whatever that fee was to break your lease, and probably a year of paying higher interest rates and or higher mortgage rates. So don't fret. That is going to be my number one thing. Right now, the market looks good. I will tell you, as an investor, if you're out there looking for opportunities, you're going to see still some of those sellers that need to sell because they're going through a divorce, because they're moving down to Florida, because someone has passed away. Someone needs to sell. And if those interest rates are starting to tick up, that may not be as impactful to you as it would be a home buyer. And so write some offers. Write the offer that makes sense to you, and you might find something coming together sooner than later. And if you're thinking about renting, right now might be an interesting time, because if these buyers get priced out of the market, that might be more demand on those rentals. And when you have a higher demand, you're going to have higher prices. So it's the first part of April 2026. It's anyone's guess as to how it's actually going to all play out, but this is my expectations. You want more? Subscribe to this channel. Always looking to bring value. BK knows the way.